Good afternoon and welcome back to Cooking with Carol Diane. This afternoon I am going to make a little puff pastry tart. It's the art of the tart, as I call it. Years ago I almost bought a bakery and I was going to call it that. First thing that you will need for this little pastry, because I'm going to make it this afternoon to take over to my neighbor. She's 91 and she's not feeling good right now, and so this is going to be kind of a little pick-me-up for her. Real simple little recipe. So you go to the store and you buy a box of this puff pastry. It's Pepperidge Farm puff pastry. And years ago when I was in junior high, whoops, dating myself, they didn't call it middle school back then, it was junior high. But when I was in junior high, my mother used to get these. And she would fill them with, she'd make it the chicken a la king and have for little luncheons and things. Just so tasty, just so delicious. So we're not going to roll dough today. We're not going to do any of that. Quick and easy by getting your pastry already made for you. Very much like when you buy the pastry for making a pie. It's all done. And there's nothing wrong with them. And it tastes just the same as if you spent hours in your kitchen making them. So here's what the pastries look like in the little bag. There's only 6 of them in here, and that's okay. What we want to do is just kind of separate them. I put my fruit here because we're going to use all this fruit that's in here. Separated them here. You just kind of take a knife and separate your pastry. How nice that is. Now they have little tops to them, they really do. And what I like to do is take off the little tops, because your pastry is going to pop up. So we're going to cut along there and take that little pastry off of there, top. These you can always save for another project. You can freeze them in your freezer and save them. And all I'm after right now is to get, I have a cookie sheet that I've lined with some parchment paper, and I just want this part. We just need that. Again, we're going to take off the little middle part here. If you're making the puff pastry that you're doing chicken a la king, then the tops go back on the top part of the chicken a la king. Maybe I'll make that recipe someday, but this is just a little fun recipe that we're doing. Quick and easy. Quick and easy. To give to my neighbor who's been shut in all winter. And she's such a good neighbor. I don't know how I lucked out. We both say it at the same time, but we just both don't know how we lucked out getting such a nice neighbor with each other. You can get all kinds of neighbors living around you. And I certainly have had my share of some doozies over the years. But she is one of a kind. The family lives so far away. And but she gets around pretty good for her age. She really does at 91. Now, this is going to look pretty funny out on the cookie sheet, but that's okay. Because we're going to put something in this. Okay, so now you can just kind of set that aside. I have preheated my oven to 400. It's going to look like this. Get it on the cookie sheet. I've preheated the oven to 400. And then in a bowl, you want to take, again, Philadelphia cream cheese. And isn't cream cheese great on just about anything? I just love it. It just is so good. It bakes in things so nice. When I did the Valentine's video, I showed you how to do that little turnover with the cream cheese and raspberries. Well, we're going to use our fruit. We are. So we're going to put this cream cheese in the bowl. And since I'm not using my tabletop mixer, I'm just going to use a hand mixer today. I kind of like to chop it up just a little bit in the bowl. Otherwise, you might have it going all over your kitchen when you put your mixer beaters in there. So I'm just going to kind of cut each one up like that. And then I take a good 2 tablespoons of sugar that I'm going to mix in here. Nice sugar. And then I take a little bit of lemon zest. Now, the lemon zest is the outer part of your lemon. So, because I've already opened this one, because I like it in my iced tea, I'm just going to take a little bit of this on the outside here. Doesn't need a whole lot. Just want to get the nice lemon flavoring in there. You'll say, well, you can't really see it in the video, but it's in there. You don't need very much. It's pretty strong. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my sister's Madagascar vanilla extract flavoring again. Just about a drop, couple of that. It smells so good. It smells really, really good. Okay, so now we're going to take the mixer and just kind of mix this up where the sugar is blended into your cream cheese. You have to have a real big bowl, but one big enough that you can get down to the bottom and get that vanilla flavoring and your sugar all mixed in. I don't want to go too high on the speed of the mixer because I don't need it going all over my kitchen this morning. I said she's going to be real thrilled with this. She tries to bake things and cookies and different things. Bless her little heart. She's just a wonderful neighbor. Wonderful neighbor. But every now and then, you know, she needs somebody doing something nice for her. And so that's what I'm going to do today. Let's make these little guys for her. I need to get out my other little hand mixer. Just grab this one again. It's the one with the beaters that are Teflon coated, and I use them for in my pots on the stove that I don't ruin my pots. Like when I'm mashing up mashed potatoes or something. I like to not ruin a good pot doing that. Get the cream cheese out of here. Beautiful day in Colorado today. The sun is shining so bright. And I had a couple of errands this morning and it was only 40 degrees. It's still a little chilly out. But it sure is beginning to be real nice outside. Okay, so now it's all creamed and looks really nice. So then what you want to do is we're going to start putting just a little bit of fruit in here. Yes, in here, because we're going to bake it. And this is blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. Sorry, they're not homegrown outside where I picked them off of each one of the bushes this morning, but they're fresh. They're washed from the grocery store. I wash everything when I bring it home. And so we're going to just take kind of a variety here and stick in. I've also had some fresh strawberries, and when it gets out of the oven, I'll show you what we're going to do with that. Just kind of an equal amount of blueberries, strawberries in there. Mix it into your cream cheese mixture. The raspberries will kind of take over and get it red because they kind of pop open and it'll be red, but that's all right. We don't care. It's the taste more than anything that you're gonna get. Okay, then we're gonna take a spoon. I know this looks funny. I'm gonna take a spoon here and we're gonna fill each one of these little pastries. You don't have to worry about the bottom, whether it comes out or anything, because it's gonna pop up. Some more cream cheese here. And you're going to bake these in this 400-degree oven for about, give or take, 15 minutes on it. I'm gonna allow 15 minutes. If it's done before then, great. Well, I'll certainly take it out before then. So I will stop my video and come back like I've been doing. Stop it and come back. Now, if you wanted to add the pie pastry top, which are these little guys, and I'll add probably 3 on here to kind of show you how we can still put them on top if you want them on top. I leave them off. Most of the time I'll leave them off. Okay, and forgot one item. One item. You always think you're prepared, but sometimes you forget things. So you'll need 1 egg to brush on here. Just crack open 1 egg. And you just kind of want to whip that up because you're going to be putting that on the outside of the pie pastry here. That's going to get it nice and golden brown. We'll put some on the tops here. Said these pastries just kind of do their own thing, so you don't have to make the pastry and roll it out and do all this. Pretty simple little recipe for a treat in the afternoon, after dinner treat, whenever you want it. I'll go ahead and just stick them all on here. There's not very many in a box, of course, but that's all right. It's okay. Okay, so that's part 1 of our little pastry. And in about 15 minutes, we'll come back and you can see what it's gonna look like and what the rest of what I'm going to do to make this kind of a cute little treat, my art of the tart. See you in a few minutes.